Welcome back to DC Silver Age Storytime, and today's story comes from Adventure Comics 323, published August 1964, with story by Jerry Siegel and art by John Forte, and this is part 2. This one is The Amazing Winner of the Great Proty Puzzle. They're trying to figure out who will be the next leader of the Legion of Superheroes. It had been Saturn Girl, but they've decided to do the most ridiculous method, which is and it wasn't even like they decided. Proty just announced, "Hey, Proty 2, I'm gonna put together a, a a quiz or something. You have to figure out what the solution is, and whoever does wins." So it's quite silly. If only I can solve Proty's puzzle and become leader of the superheroes. I could just hear Lucy when I tell her, "No, you're going to live in the 30th century as leader of the Legion? Oh no, Jimmy darling, please don't leave me." Now, to those who don't know Lucy, she's a very spoiled woman. She was his girlfriend during the Silver Age. I don't know that she really had much outside of the Silver Age. So Proty says, "You're next, Element Lad. There's an abandoned tower inside the Pit of Doom Crater, an extinct volcano. Do you know the place?" "Yes. A group of alien space explorers built it on the top. They erected a marble block adorned with the cosmic eye they superstitiously believe would ward off evil." So they go there, and Proty says, "Your assignment is to use your superpower to change the block of marble into uranium, then remain where you are for 10 minutes, and you're not allowed to change the uranium into any other element." So obviously, if he changes it to uranium and stands there, he will get radiation poisoning and likely die. So he changes it to uranium without really thinking it through. "The deadly radiation streaming at me. If I don't think of the answer soon, I'm a dead duck. Wait, I've got it." So he attaches his flight belt to it, and it just floats away, and so he can remain there and passes the test. So the next one up is Pete Ross, who is was from Smallville. He knows Superboy's secret identity, but nobody else knows that he knows. So Proty wants him to demonstrate a superpower, and Pete Ross is like, "Wait, I don't have any superpowers." But he decides what he's going to do is he writes down Clark Kent on this lead slate and says that he can use his super telepathy to figure out that that's Superboy's identity. And Proty says, "Correct." And so he demonstrates his superpower, even though he didn't use a superpower. And Superboy thinks he just faked it. But we get a little recap of the night that he figured out that Superboy and Clark Kent were the same. So the next up is Brainiac, who is tasked with playing against 3 computer machines at once in chess. And so each of the machines says, "Check, check, check." Gosh, how can Brainiac 5 triumph over such awesome competition? Each of the computers has already got him checked. He'll never win. You could say that again. But he does end up winning. Wow, Brainiac 5 just checkmated all 3 of the computers. But it turns out the wire was broken there. So the machines weren't operating to full efficiency. And so he can't take the win, which really didn't matter anyway, because that wasn't part of the competition. And also, why not just give Brainiac 5 the win? I mean, it would demonstrate his high intelligence. So I actually don't really like this part. The next up is Elastic Lad, who is supposed to just amuse them. So he grabs a bunch of stuff from the trophy room, which is full-size puppets of the Legion members. "Ha ha, Jimmy elongated his fingers so he can more easily work the puppet strings. Looky, puppets of Superboy, Ultra Boy, and Mon-El have gotten into a super fight. Stop, fellers. Don't you know all of you are invulnerable? Save that super energy for fighting cosmic villains." And then he has the females of the Legion do the Legion Follies of 2,964. So I guess they really literally do go 1,000 years into the future, and I guess that time would just keep moving forward. And now, behold, Brainiac 5 stupidly counting his fingers. "Oh well, we all have our off days. Aha! Invisible Kid is about to become invisible to evade his creditors. Poor Matter Eater Lad is furious. He ordered some rocks, and the waiter brought him a steak by mistake." Yeah, there's certain moments in these stories that I've read. I read all of these years ago that stick with me. This is one of them, and not for good reasons. It really demonstrates how difficult it is to write humor because this is just silly. Um, so he's done with his test and seeing if anyone can figure out. Wait, I just figured out the answer, and I learned it without reading minds. Proty 2, you're a protoplasmic genius. Not really. I did try to figure it out myself, and I failed because I was kind of thinking that it had something to do with the tasks they were asked to do. It has nothing to do with that. Okay, first of all the Legionnaires who perform missions assigned to them by Proty, please write the first letter of their name on a large card, and will honorary members who follow Proty order write down the first letter of their last name. Now, each of you line up. Okay, so this is just ridiculous. Saturn Girl, Ultra Boy, Phantom Girl, Element Lad, Pete Ross, Brainiac, Jimmy Olsen, and then his name is backwards. So it spells out Superboy. Correct, but there's one more vital factor that must explain about this in order to win. Why did I arrange things so that Superboy's name would be spelled out? That's easy. Today is the latest anniversary of the day Superboy joined the Legion, and I promise to use my superpowers only for good without expecting any reward, and I pledge to do my best to aid fellow Legionnaires who are in peril. You are now one of us, Legionnaire. Superboy. Congratulations, Legionnaire. Right. Because of your cleverness in figuring out the solution to the great Proty puzzle, you are now officially the Legion's new leader. I'm honored. It was certainly smart of you to create the puzzle, Proty. I guess. Wow, our new leader will be the same one we had before. What a surprise. Yeah, I feel like she should have been the one who was not allowed to compete, but I also feel like there should have been a different method. Surprises are the rule instead of the exception in the most amazing club of all time, the Legion of Superheroes. I love the Legion of Superheroes. I didn't love this story. I think it was a little bit too silly for me. But anyway, the new leader is the same as the old. It's Saturn Girl for presumably another year.